My name is Gloria Catino. I'm 60 years old. I have 10 grandchildren. I have 3 boys and a girl. And I was 16 when my mom died. And after that, my father. And then I have to raise my 2 brothers and sisters. My 2 brothers and 1 sister. I raised my first son by myself with my brothers and my sisters. And then after 15 years, I had another one. Second one, he's a police officer, Philadelphia police officer. I have one that's a coast-to-coast long-distance truck driver. I have campaigns. I worked on the campaigns. I volunteer, to do whatever I can to help. Because I think it's an important part, that we all do something to help. I really like to cast my opinion, to make the difference or to get a change. To have something work for all of us. And I think that's why voting is important. And now I found that I can't vote anymore because I don't have a photo ID, which I can't get because I don't have a birth certificate, which it was never issued to me when I was born. So it makes it kind of difficult for me to vote for the person I think that should be in office. I think it's crap. We all should have the freedoms to do, to vote, to do the freedom of speech, do what we want. And to limit my ability to get a photo ID to vote is not right. I don't think it's right. I want to make a difference. I want this law to stop. And I want to be there to help if I can. It doesn't make any difference if you can prove, to have a photo ID or not. We've been doing it ever since the beginning of time. Why is there a big problem now? Why can't I vote anymore? Why now?
Welcome back. That was Eric Holder, the United States Attorney General, calling voter ID laws in Texas poll taxes. Today, the Department of Justice launched an investigation into Pennsylvania's voter ID laws, too. Republicans who passed these laws insist they just want a fair election. But now we've learned the attorneys defending Pennsylvania's voter ID rules have admitted there is no voter fraud. The state signed this stipulation saying there have been no investigations or prosecutions of in-person voter fraud in Pennsylvania. So the state says there is no voter fraud. They don't even know of any cases in other states either. Not one single case. But tomorrow they're going to trial to defend rules that could keep more than 758,000 people from voting. That's more than 9% of Pennsylvania's voters. The rules hit urban areas even harder. 18% of people in Philadelphia don't have state IDs. So if there's no voter fraud, why keep these Americans from voting? One of the state's most powerful Republicans explained his support of voter ID.
Voter ID, which is going to allow Governor Romney to win the state of Pennsylvania. Done.
It just don't get no clearer than that. They're trying to keep this from happening again. President Obama won Pennsylvania by about 650,000 votes. Keeping 750,000 people from voting won't stop non-existent fraud, but it could really help Mitt Romney on election night. I'm joined by Hillary Shelton, Senior Vice President for Advocacy and Policy.
My name is Viviette Applewhite.
And how old are
I'm
you?
93. I have one daughter. Her name is Marlene Young. One daughter. She had 5 children. 2 boys and 3 girls. She raised them by herself, and they all have college educations, every one of them. They all voted. Right now, they all vote. I vote, they all vote. My daughter vote too. We all always voted. When it came out that we could vote, we all voted. First, Kennedy first got in there. That's when I started voting, when he got in there. And then from then on, I've always voted. I'm going to miss this one, though, because I don't have nothing to know. I don't have any ID. Somebody stole my pocketbook, and I have never been able to get them back. Every time I sent, they never told me why or nothing. I think it stinks. That's what I do. I just think it's really absolutely, I think it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. For to not want people to have a piece of paper to vote. I've never heard anything like it before. And I just think it's terrible because there's so many people that don't have ID and they're not going to be able to vote. And that's I think that's taking their privilege away from it. I don't think it's right. I was in Georgia one time visiting. I used to travel a lot, and I was in Georgia, and someone told me that Martin Luther King was in Macon, and I got in the line and marched with him. I just think it's taking your rights away, because there was so much rights that we did not have, and now we do have them. And this way they take them away from, we won't have it. I'll be right back where it was before. Why is voting important to me? Because it gives you equal right to do things. That's why it's important. It's things that we couldn't do, my race couldn't do, when we could vote, we could do. This is what made it so important to me. And that's why I wanted to vote at this year's, just like I did before.